It starts out with the full moon and this wolf mother and her 3 cubs on stage, and they're fleeing the Lord of the Underworld, who is the wolf mother's former consort, and she's been bewitched and transformed into a wolf. And she's protecting her cubs from this Lord of the Underworld and his pack of hounds coming to drag them back to the underworld. You just have to look at something, and if it speaks to you, like it has a story, you see, that it's going to be able to be used for a specific project. And I have a basement downstairs, which is just full of potential. Hello, my name's Andrew Jordan. I am an artist and designer. I make a lot of wearable work and performance-based things. The opera project, Wolfenskins, written and choreographed by my friend Christopher Williams, and I'm the costume designer. It's totally an amazing experience because you've had this concept and this idea, this drawing, and then suddenly it's like living and breathing in front of you and moving, and it's like very exhilarating to have that experience happen. And I mean, that's probably why I do it, to like just make something real, an idea. I'm interested in things that are not standard. There's so many templates that people go to for making things. I guess I'm inspired by ideas and just new thinking and pushing things forward and like working with materials that I haven't necessarily tried before. I see potential everywhere. Growing up, I always knew I wanted to make things and create things and tell stories. I still don't really know what I want to be when I grow up, and I don't know what my job is really, but I'm making these characters and these performances. That's definitely what I need to be doing, and I've always known that. Originally, I come from Ohio, actually. I grew up in Akron, Ohio. After I got out of college, working at that costume shop was almost like going back to school because I learned what the fine art world was like, but then this was almost behind the scenes in the theater and creating that kind of world. People always say you learn all these things in college, but I mean, the real world that's really the education where you're going to get the information you need. I definitely sketch first, and I sketch a lot, and that's just the quickest way to burn through ideas and streamline it and get to what you want. So the Blob is actually part of like an ensemble cast, and there's many characters who are very distinct like this, and they all have different silhouettes. And I call him the Blob because he's kind of like big and he takes up space, and some of the other characters are very thin and shadowy or waif-like. The feather costume was from a piece called Hen's Teeth. The character is a flying woman, and it's kind of my interpretation of what that would look like. And the feathers are supposed to be almost like flesh feathers, but also real feathers, like it just kind of grew out of a humanoid body and became this thing that would actually be able to float and fly and move. So the character called Mystical Genitals. The dress actually was found at this place called Materials for the Arts, and it just happened to be my size, so I kind of, was inspired by that. With these wolf characters for the opera, I did a lot of research looking at ritual and performance, like Native Americans, how they used to wear masks and do animal transformations. And the process kind of started with a clay sculpture, which I then made a mold from, and then I cast latex in the mold, and then I add fur and straps and the ears, and it becomes the mask after that. I moved to New York like most artists move to New York. I'm glad I'm here, but I'm overstimulated all the time. Well, Sunset Park, it's a place that I can just kind of get out of Manhattan and look at Manhattan and just like think about why I'm here, what I'm doing. There's so many people who think that they know how it is, or they just become jaded, and that kind of like stifles them. I would always say to keep trying, keep having new experiences, keep exploring, and always have an open mind. It fuels it and gives it more energy and purity and truth.